You heard that right. If you can wrap your head around just one simple diagram, you'll basically understand 80% of how all AI works. Now, I know that sounds like a bold promise, but stick with me for the next few minutes, and we are absolutely going to deliver on it.
All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to cut through all the noise, forget the crazy sci-fi movies, forget the confusing headlines. We're just going to break down what AI actually is, how it thinks, and, why tools like ChatGPT feel like straight-up magic. By the time we're done, I promise it's all going to click.
So, the very first thing you need to realize is this. AI isn't some weird thing coming in the future. Nope, you're already using it every single day. And most of the time, you probably don't even notice.
I mean, think about it. That feeling when Netflix just knows you're going to love that weird documentary about competitive cheese rolling? That's AI. Or, when Gmail saves you from that email about a long-lost prince needing your bank details? Yep, also AI. And that perfect workout playlist Spotify drops on you that just gets you in the zone? You guessed it, it's AI working its magic in the background of your life.
Okay, so what kind of AI are we actually talking about here? Well, it really just comes in three main flavors. And this is where we have to separate what's real from what Hollywood's been promising us for like the last 50 years.
So on one side, you've got what's called narrow AI. Think of this as a specialist. It's ridiculously good at doing one thing. And on the other side, well, that's the dream, right? General AI. This is the stuff of movies. An AI that's just as smart, creative, and, well, human as a human.
And let's be super clear on this point. Every single piece of AI that exists today, every single one, no exceptions, is narrow AI. It's all designed and trained to do one specific job and one job only.
So yeah, that Netflix algorithm, totally narrow AI. Your spam filter, narrow AI. And what about those mind-blowing tools you see everywhere, like ChatGPT writing essays or Midjourney creating insane art? Both of them are just incredibly powerful, super specialized forms of, you got it, narrow AI.
So what's the third flavor? That would be superintelligence. This is that theoretical sci-fi moment when an AI becomes way smarter than even the smartest person alive. Basically, it's the point where your toaster starts demanding to be recognized as a new life form. But don't worry, we are nowhere near that. It's purely theoretical for now.
Okay, cool. So we know the what, but what about the how? How does an AI actually learn to do all this incredible stuff? Well, it's not magic. It's more like a recipe. And honestly, the secret sauce is simpler than you think.
And here it is. This is it. This is the diagram we promised you at the beginning, the one that explains pretty much everything. See? At its heart, modern AI is just this simple three-step dance. You take a whole bunch of training data, you feed it into a model whose job is to find patterns, and then that model gives you an output. That's it. Data in, patterns found, results out. Everything we're going to talk about from here on out is just a fancy version of this.
Now, the way it learns is where it gets really interesting, and there are three main styles. First, you've got supervised learning. This is basically like using flashcards. You show the AI a million photos of cats, and you tell it, this is a cat, this is a cat. Eventually, it gets really good at spotting cats. Then there's unsupervised learning. For this one, just imagine dumping a giant pile of Legos on the floor and saying, go for it, figure it out. The AI just starts sorting them on its own. By color, by shape, by size, finding patterns we didn't even tell it to look for. And last, my favorite, reinforcement learning. This is exactly like training a dog. The AI tries something, and if it gets closer to the goal, you give it a little digital treat. It learns completely by trial and error, just trying to get more treats.
So what's the actual brain of this whole operation? The thing that makes all this learning possible? It's something called a neural network. And yeah, it's kind of loosely based on how the neurons in our own brains are all wired together.
And here's the basic flow in a nutshell. You've got information coming in through the input layer. Then it goes through these hidden layers in the middle. And this is where the real magic happens. This is where it sorts and weighs all the information to find those crucial patterns. And finally, you get a result from the output layer. This simple structure, it's the engine behind game changers like GPT and Midjourney.
So, how does all this stuff, the data, the models, the neural networks, lead to the AI that has completely taken over the conversation? Well, it brings us to the undisputed rock stars of the AI world, large language models. And this, my friends, is where things get really wild.
Because this all leads us to the one big question on everyone's mind for the last couple of years, right? What in the world is the big deal with ChatGPT? How did it just show up and change everything overnight?
Okay, here's the secret. An LLM is a ginormous neural network that has been fed a truly mind-boggling amount of text, like a huge chunk of the internet. By reading all of that, it gets incredibly good at just one thing, predicting the next most likely word in a sentence. Seriously, that's it. You give it a prompt and it just keeps guessing the next word, and the next word, and the next, until it builds out whole paragraphs that sound spookily human.
And those big names you keep hearing about, OpenAI's GPT-4 or Anthropic's Claude, Google's Gemini, they're all just the current headliners. The biggest names on the tour, all powered by the same fundamental LLM technology.
And what can they actually do? Well, the list is getting longer every day. They can write your emails, they can write code for a website, they can act as a personal tutor for your kids' math homework, they can even pretend to be a grumpy pirate for a game you're designing. The versatility is just astounding.
So that's where we are today. But what about tomorrow? Where's all this going in, say, the next 2 years? Let's take a quick sneak peek into the very near future.
First off, get ready for way more AI living directly on your devices. It's called Edge AI. So instead of your phone sending data to some far-off server, the AI will just run right there on your phone or your laptop. What does that mean for you? It means it's going to be way faster and a whole lot more private.
Next up, get ready for multimodal AI. This is AI that doesn't just do text. It's going to see, hear, and understand the world around it. We're talking about an AI that can look at a video, listen to the audio, and read the subtitles all at once to tell you what's going on. You could show it a picture of your fridge and just ask, "Hey, what can I make for dinner tonight?"
And all of this leads to what is maybe the most important shift of all. The future isn't some epic battle of humans versus AI. No way. The future is human plus AI. The people who are going to excel in pretty much every job are the ones who learn how to team up with AI, using it like a super smart co-pilot to boost their own abilities.
Which brings us to the big takeaway here. There's this saying going around that's just spot on. AI is not going to replace you, but a person using AI probably will. Now that you get the basics of how this all works, you're officially in the driver's seat. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to build with it?